As Oliver Wendell Holmes Jr., a Supreme Court judge in the USA once said, tax is a price we pay to live in a civilized society. Taxation is a more sustainable and equitable way of financing development. However, many countries in Africa, particularly those emerging from conflicts, face huge challenges in their efforts to mobilize resources necessary to finance their development needs. We visited Puntland to find out how they were faring in this respect. Puntland faces a high population growth rate and is currently home to 4 million residents, 70% of which are below 30 years. This is partly due to the migration from southern Somalia and the bordering northeastern countries. The state collects $36 million in tax, though individual ministries receive some budget support. Most of this budget is mainly allocated for capacity building. As such, Puntland heavily depends on the tax collected to carry out its mandate.
marka sodon isdeed ay ha u badnaadeen education-ka caafimaadka iyo security inta badan security uga.
You know, with the taxes, small taxes that are being collected has happened because at least here in Puntland, compared with other regions in Somalia and South Central, it's very peaceful. You have to have peace and security to think about even issues like taxation, issues of development, of education and health. So I'll say that a lot of good things has happened, but I will not say this is the end. I think this is just the start.
In 2009, a transparent public finance system was established. More than 67% of the government revenue is generated from the Customs Department, while the rest is received from the inland revenue.
I'm talking about the I'm talking about the system. Secretary, Makara, the Cadaaladda. When the parameter like Hamala. waxaan ogaan karin dawladdu waxay qaban kartay iyo wax soo galay canshuurta qaabkeeda isku qaban kartay ma ogaan karin laakiin waxaan la qabtay wax badan dhiman yihiin aan dareemayna adeegyo badan dawladda laga baxay inaan la qaban aan dareemayna laakiin adeegyadaas waxay u baaqdeen waxay qaadayeen baa aysan ku qaban mise waxay u waayeen wixii ay hayaan iyagan sidii loo qaban.
We worry about is when all these children now they finish high school, they finish universities, then what? And that's how they can be recruited into organizations that deal with violence, that they can be pirates, involved in piracy, and all this is because of the bad economy.
More modest reforms are also put into motion in the social sector, particularly in health and education. The regional government has hired more health workers and teachers, with major plans underway for schools and hospital renovations. Major challenges to the provision of health services are underqualified or unqualified personnel, insufficient health clinics and diagnostic equipment. Since 1998, there has been a marked increase in the enrollment in various educational institutions. However, three major challenges still remain: insufficient number of schools and classrooms in the urban areas, low enrollment in rural pastoral areas, and affordability of education.
Government is struggling. Government has no income other than the income from the port and the export of livestock. And the revenue that is collected from the inland revenue. But the inland revenue is not collected the way it is supposed to collect.
waxay ka caawdaan ganacsatada sida looga qaado marka ugu horeysa haya qeyb baa waxa ka caawinaysa maantooda ku dhex jirnaa waxay leeyihiin waxaan rabnaa askari lagu soo diray kale xogaa xagga akhlaaqiyadka maaragtay way ka caawdaan oo qofkii canshuurta bay gareynayeen waxa moodaa inaysan ixtiraam ku lahayn ganacsatada xaggooda laakiin dhinaca bixidda ninka soo deeska wax dowladeed ay tahay waxa weeye waa runtii cadaalad weyn ma jiro shay ku baxdo waa isbedel
qaabka loo qaado haddii loo qaabka loo qaado dib bay ku tahay waxaa laga yaabaa anigoo laga rabay in hal shati aan la siiyo wasaaraduhu ay barsantigooda ku lahaayeen ay unite gareeyaan in wasaaradda maaliyadda kale dadka qaato ama wasaaradda arrimaha gudaha kale dadka qaato laakiin hadda waxaa suurtada ha ku imaanaya jamhuurka mas'uuliin ha ku imaanaya wasaaradda ganacsiga ha ku imaanaya wasaaradda arrimaha gudaha ha ku imaanaya sidii ay xiriirka caalamiga mid walba waxay leedahay canshuurtaasaan leedahay maalinta marka wax ku imaana qofkii iyo askarigiisii oo la soo xaday canshuurtii loo according to that in la manage gareeyo oo system loo sameeyo qolo walba safety ay leedahay madaxa laga dhigo oo company-gan oo kale ku jiro laga yaabo in oo intaas way waxaad u bixin kartaa holiye waxaad u bixin kartaa $6 mar $4 mar budgetka ku jiro marna u baaqanayso.
Taxes are the same for things that are imported, and actually most of our food products are imported from outside, and this puts unnecessary financial burden on poor families.
For the taxpayer, tax justice means that they accept their duty to the states in which they reside to declare their income openly and to pay the taxes they owe as defined by the spirit of the law of that country. On the other hand, the state has the obligation to create a tax system that is fair and not regressive, a progressive tax system which does not put the burden of taxation on the poor, a tax system that is equitable and which does not provide loopholes for the rich to avoid, which ensures that everyone in society is paying their tax according to their ability to pay. Secondly, the state must ensure that the revenue collected is spent in a transparent and accountable manner, and the expenditure prioritizes the needs of the poor and marginalized.
The government needs to be very transparent and accountable to the people and show how these taxes has been collected, how much has been collected. And this should be a public information that anybody can now know, and how that has been spent in terms of regions, in terms of gender, in terms of economic status of the people. So all this needs to be taken into consideration.
dadkan canshuurta bixinaya iyo kuwa qaadaya labadaba dowladda laftigeeda waxay u baahan tahay laftigeeda in ay wacyigelin nimankan saro madaxda maay dadka shaqaalaha hoos laftigooda waxaa dhici karta in lacag soo qaad keliya moogta in iyaga tabar loo sameeyo kuwa laftigooda in tabar loo canshuurta waxay tahay labaro wixii loo qaban lahaa waxaasoo maqtal.
In fact, the government has to come a smart way of collecting taxation and raising more money, because you cannot manage a government with a less money. Because even if you have less money, and then even if you try to spend all that money by delivering what you're supposed to deliver, because of that capacity of the money you have, still people think you're stealing because they're expecting a certain things, but you don't have money for it, because your money is very limited. So more money they raise, then more things they could manage at least.
If this is started with the right foot, it could be an opportunity for us to look at, policies that are very progressive and that will look after, the society in a just way.